Aquarius. This coming year is going to be about your public life on the one hand and your private life on the other. Many times we feel like we have to sacrifice one for the other, and this year is going to show you exactly how to have the best of both worlds so you can live your best life. Want to know more? Keep watching and I'll explain all about it. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mel of Divine Feminine Works, and as always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This channel is everything tarot, astrology, spirituality, and manifestation. So if those are the things you like, if those are the things you love, if those are the things you want to learn more about, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell, so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. And speaking of content, head over to Instagram and follow me over there at Divine Feminine Works. Every day, I've got a whole bunch of content on tarot, astrology, spirituality, and manifestation. All right, so head over there and follow me. All right, so I am so excited to be bringing you this video because this is the video of the year. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, this is the one you definitely want to watch. Actually, this series, because I'm going to be breaking it down by sign, okay? But this is the 2022 astrology forecast. One of my favorite phrases is when you know better, you do better. And if you know what's coming ahead in the coming year, rest assured you're going to be prepared and you're going to know exactly what to do. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, Aquarius. So for you, 2022 is all about your career and your public life on the one hand, and your private life and your family on the other. A lot of times we feel like we have to choose one over the other, right? If our career is thriving, things may not be the best at home. If we focus all of our attention at home, our career may be lacking. This year is going to be the year that shows you how to compromise the two. It's going to show you all of the possibilities you have in both sectors. It's also going to show you what's not working in either sector so that you can fix it. Okay? It's going to be an interesting year nonetheless. So let's take the year chronologically and see what's in store for you. We start the year in January with Venus retrograde and Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Pluto's been in Capricorn for quite some time, and Venus went retrograde in Capricorn at the end of 2021. But the bulk of it is going to be during January. And that's when we're all going to be rethinking and reevaluating our relationships and our money in a very transformative and deep sort of way, thanks to the presence of Pluto. Now, Capricorn is your 12th house, and 12th house is really your relationship with yourself and with the higher power, whatever higher power you believe in. And I feel like at that time, in the beginning of the year, from January into February, you guys are going to be thinking about your spirituality a lot, your purpose in life. Some of you may be reevaluating things because the 12th house also covers karma. So some of you may be experiencing karma, particularly for past actions, maybe past actions related to money, past relationships. Actions taken in relationships are going to come sort of full circle and have you sort of reevaluating and rethinking those things in an effort to get you to move forward in a better way. The presence of Pluto is going to make things pretty intense and very transformative. You guys have been undergoing a spiritual transformation for quite some time since Pluto has been in Capricorn. And with Venus retrograde in the mix, it's going to be a very contemplative sort of time. So the year begins in a very sort of quiet, but very contemplative sort of energy. Moving along, the next thing that we have is the first eclipse of the year, which is going down in April. And that eclipse is a solar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. And this is going to highlight your 4th house of home and domestic affairs. Solar eclipses are new moons on steroids. So it's a very auspicious time in order to start new things, plant new seeds, and set new intentions. And you're going to want to do all of this with respect to your family and to your home. So this is going to be the perfect time in April to perhaps to change residences, maybe change, maybe purchase property or begin the process to purchase property, begin new things with family members. It's going to be a very good time, and it's going to breathe a breath of fresh air at home and with family. Okay. Taurus is very practical, down to earth, and it covers everything that's tangible, right? So if we're talking about our home, we're talking about your physical home, the things within your home. There's going to be, maybe at that time you want to redecorate, you want to get new furniture. The best time to do that would be at the solar eclipse in April. Anything tangible having to do with home is going to be highlighted at that time. Okay, the next important month is May. We have Jupiter moving into Aries. And this is important because Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, positivity, abundance, prosperity, good luck. And going into Aries, Jupiter is going to be doing all of those things in a very bold and dynamic way. This is going to be in your third house of communication and ideas. You may have insights of like $1 million ideas that can really lead to prosperity. Are going to be a thing when Jupiter enters Aries. Now, Jupiter is going to be in Aries between May and October. So you've got a couple of months to think of that $1 million idea. Start speaking to new people, particularly in your neighborhood and in your community. At that time, if you start talking to people that are in your immediate vicinity, it may lead to money. It may lead to positivity. It may lead to abundance. As a matter of fact, to sum up Jupiter and Aries for you, Aquarius, your abundance is going to lie in your immediate vicinity. So keep your ears open. Yeah, keep your ears open and your eyes open for who is in your immediate vicinity. You're going to want to talk to them, start up a conversation, talk about what you do, all of those things. It's also going to be a great time to take short distance trips. So between May and October, get out there and take a weekend trip, visit a place you've probably visited already, but sort of get out there and communicate with people. That's going to be the key to your prosperity. Also in May, we have the second eclipse, which is a lunar eclipse in Scorpio, which is your 10th house of career and public life. All right. So in April, we had our private life and our home life being highlighted. And in May, your public life and career are going to be highlighted. And lunar eclipses are full moons on steroids. So at that time, things in your career are going to be blindingly obvious to you. What's working and what isn't. Some things may actually be eradicated from your career or your public life at that time because that's what eclipses do. Lunar eclipses take things out of our life in order to rearrange things so they work out better. So if you find that at the lunar eclipse in May, you lose a job, you lose an income stream, your job changes drastically, try not to panic too much. It's all going to work itself out. All right. The next important time in 2022 is going to be between October and November. The first thing going down during that time period is Saturn square Uranus, and this is the aspect of the year. We've been dealing with this aspect all throughout 2021, and we're still going to be dealing with it in 2022, and it's going to be at its strongest. We're going to feel it the most between October and November. Long story short, Saturn square Uranus is about boundary and structures on the one hand, being in conflict with freedom on the other. So how this may play out for you, there may be things about yourself that are very structured, very disciplined, very rigid in your life. And Saturn being in Aquarius, which is your first house, this may be the way you think, your outlook on life, your physical body. You're very committed and have responsibilities with respect to those things. But on the other hand, things at home are changing very rapidly. And it's almost like your family situation is changing. It's deviating from the norm in a very huge way. And it's sort of in conflict with how you think, how you act, your physical body, if that makes any sense. And so the best way to deal with this aspect is compromise. Finding a healthy medium between the two is going to make things a lot more smoother and a lot less frustrating and tense. All right. The next thing going down in October is the third eclipse, and it's a solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. So you had an eclipse in Scorpio back in May, and that showed you what may not be working. And so now that you know what's not working, at the solar eclipse in your 10th house in October, now you can implement new things that can work. Maybe you get a new job. Maybe you get a promotion. Maybe you start your own business. It's going to be a great time to start your business at that time. Maybe things regarding your social standing or your reputation improve, or you start doing something. Maybe you hire a PR person to improve your reputation at that time. Regardless, at that time in October, you're going to want to inject new things with respect to your career and public life. And if you don't do it, the universe will do it for you, because eclipses are all about the universe's way of shifting things. So pay attention to what is injected into your life around the solar eclipse in October. That is going to tell you where your career is going and what direction and trajectory your career is taking. All right. Again, in October, we have Mars retrograde in Gemini. Mars retrograde is going to be a big deal because it's going to last from October to January of 2023, number one. And Mars retrograde is very much a time of inaction. Mars is a planet of action, particularly bold and dynamic action. And when it's retrograde, Mars doesn't want to do shit. Mars is unmotivated. It's lethargic, low energy, not driven, depending on where Mars falls in your chart. And for you, Aquarius, this is going to be your 5th house of entertainment, fun, dating, creative endeavors, children. So it's safe to say that by the end of 2022, you guys are going to be very unmotivated when it comes to having fun. A lot of you guys are going to feel like you need to work a lot. You're not going to want to take the time to have fun and enjoy yourself. Any impulses that you have with respect to what your heart wants, you're not going to want to take them. And the best way to use Mars retrograde energy is to really think about what motivates you, particularly with this going down your 5th house, what your heart really wants. And by the time Mars goes direct in January of 2023, you can hit the ground running and be successful with those things. The next thing that happens in October is Jupiter retrograde in Pisces. Now, remember I said Jupiter was going to be in Aries from May to October. And at that time, things around your immediate vicinity were going to be great. The key to your abundance is going to lie in your immediate vicinity. When Jupiter goes retrograde in Pisces, Jupiter is going to enter your 2nd house of money and material possessions. So at that time, Jupiter in Pisces is very much concerned with healing. So you may find that your money and material possessions go through a certain healing. Money issues sort of work themselves out. Things sort of get back to the status quo when it comes to money come October to the end of 2022. So at that time, it's not going to happen in a very dynamic way because Jupiter retrograde is going to be a little debilitated. But at that time, money situations are going to get a little better, particularly by the end of 2022 for you. So that's definitely something to look forward to. And then finally, the last event of 2022 is going to be the last eclipse, which is a lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. Okay, so we had a solar eclipse in Taurus, which is your 4th house. So back in April, there was new energy, a breath of fresh air on the home front when it came to your physical home or when it came to your family. And so now the lunar eclipse, all of that new energy, you're going to see how far that energy has come. You're also going to see everything with respect to your home and family life, even things that may not be working that well. Things may be eclipsed. Family members may move away. You may have to move away. A home situation may take a turn in a different direction. It's the universe's way of setting things up in the right way. So try not to get too unnerved if things at home sort of experience a shift at the end of next year. It's all for your highest good. So to recap, Aquarius, 2022 is all about your private life and your public life and how to make the two work so you can live your best life. All right, my loves, that has been the Astro Forecast for 2022. I sincerely hope that you were able to glean some information that may be helpful to you in the coming year. As always, it is my pleasure and a privilege to be bringing this information to you. I wish you nothing but the best. I mean, the absolute best for 2022. This is going to be a year to remember, and I sincerely hope that it brings you everything that your heart truly desires. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next year. Take care.